Hello, my name is Brandon Morgan, and I am the instructor for our Intercession New Mexico history class. I want to take you on a quick tour of our course in this video. I want to just show you how to navigate the course, how things are set up, where you will find all of the resources that you need so that you can complete your assignments. I'm talking quickly because the kids are playing loudly in the next room, so you may or may not hear some of that in the background, but doing my best. This is the work from home, hopefully tail end of the pandemic kind of thing going on. So also, before I jump in here, I just wanted to really emphasize that that I'm here for you if you need help. So if you get started with the course and you're not sure what to do, even if you've watched this video or you've watched a tutorial that I've provided and you're still not sure what you're doing, please don't hesitate to reach out, send me an email, send me a text message. My number's in the syllabus. As well as my email address. So please use those avenues to communicate with me. I'm more than happy to help. I recognize that many of us are new to online classes still, or not super comfortable with online classes. Many of us are new to the kinds of platforms that we'll be using in this online class. There's a couple things that are different. We're not staying just in Brightspace. So again, please reach out. Please let me know what concerns you have, what help you need. I'm here to do that. Also, I'm happy to talk about questions that you have relative to the New Mexico history content that we're studying. We're going to go in a lot of different directions with New Mexico history this semester or this 2-week intersession. So please let me know if you want to chat more about anything relative to the course in that regard as well. I love those kinds of conversations too. Okay, so let's jump into our course tour. This is the landing page for our New Mexico history class here in Brightspace. As you can read in this big blue box, the place to start is by clicking coursework and then finding the overview and syllabus. That is the truth, and I'll show you that momentarily. I just want to scroll down before we go there and show you what else is here. So of course, there's my little introduction. I also wanted to point out this announcements box. You will get notifications, however you have that set up for your Brightspace, whether you use Pulse on a mobile device or, as well. That's the Brightspace mobile app. But do check here to see if I've made announcements, because especially during the intersession, I like to check in regularly with the class via announcements, especially to kind of summarize how the previous unit went, what the main things that we learned were, where there may have been sticking points, and what to look for going forward. So those are the kinds of things to look for with announcements. Scrolling down, hopefully not making anyone dizzy. Here is the content browser. So this is a different way to get to the unit learning modules. I'm going to show you the one the big blue box tells you to do. But once we're rolling and you know you want to get to Unit 3, you can just come straight here, click there, and you'll get to the Unit 3 materials, for example. You can do that with all the other things. Also, please note that there are these Twitter and timeline tutorials here. So here are the tutorials that will help you to understand how to get started with Twitter and our timeline on Tiki-Taki. This contains information about our final project and a potential extra credit assignment that you do, or that you could do if you want to. It's not required. The last thing I want to show you here is this activity feed. This ends up being something like a Facebook feed or a social media feed. I post kind of current events or things that are relevant to the class that come up as we're going. Things I find in the news, videos, podcasts, whatever it might be. And sometimes I'll invite you to have an extra conversation there for extra credit. So please do check that out. It's a way to deepen your learning and maybe earn a little bit of extra credit. So I'm scrolling back up, apologizing for making you dizzy. Okay, so now we're going to follow what the blue box tells us to do and click on coursework. We're going to click content. You notice there were some other options there. So for example, if you know you need to get to a discussion, you can go straight to the discussion forums via this tool. But here you will find essentially everything that you found in that course content section with the unit learning modules on the homepage, except you'll also be able to access this overview and syllabus section. You can find bookmarks if you've made any. You can look over the course schedule. The overview and syllabus, please do look at this, click through. The syllabus is here via Google Doc. I sent that to you via email before the course began as well. You can get to a Twitter page where our course hashtag search is already saved and in place by clicking this one. This is a link to the textbook. Remember, you don't need to purchase our digital textbook. It's all online, and you already have purchased it with your registration for the course. So instead, click this document, the information in this document. There you'll find a coupon code that will allow you to access the textbook without having to purchase it. And again, don't purchase it, please. This is where you found this video, so you've probably already seen a couple of these things, hopefully. What I want to do now is just show you how the unit modules are set up. So the table of contents over here, here's all the work we'll be doing. Each unit lasts for 2 days, so you have 2 days to complete the work in each unit. Please do note that especially starting with Unit 2, some of the work is due on the first day of the unit, some of the work is due on the second day of the unit. For the intersession, especially, I don't penalize any late work, so you can submit late work for no penalty. Please do let me know what's going on, if you need help, if something's happening, so that I can step in and help if possible. But you can submit late work, and I think that it's a win if you're able to complete everything within the 2-week window that we have, even if you miss some deadlines. So deadlines are there to keep you on track. I'm going to click into Unit 1 to show you what that looks like. Each of the units has an image and just a title that tells you what the unit's about. You can get to all of the information within the unit by, I need to change that due date apparently. All the information within the unit by just scrolling through this list and clicking on the specific items that you want to look at, or you can start at the beginning. And this is the way to ensure that you know exactly what is due and what you need to accomplish. When you click on the first part of each unit, you'll see often an intro video and an overview of what this unit is about. It'll list the assignments that you'll need to complete, the assignments and activities, and give you the list of objectives. You can then use these arrows to click forward to the next item on the list. That's the same stuff that you would have found if you just clicked through that list that we saw a second ago. So the next thing here is the introduction to our class. This is the discussion board. This is where you will post your intro. Once you've done that, you just move forward and continue with the work. The next thing is an exercise on what is history, why we study it. Unit 1 is different than units 2 through 6. So please do, click through the module to see what's there. As long as you do that and follow through the instructions, you'll be assured that you've completed everything that you need to do. I'm going to use these breadcrumbs here, though, to go back to the table of contents, because I want to show you Unit 2, because it's more typical of what you'll be doing for the bulk of our time together. So click on Unit 2. Units 2 through, here you see the title, the image, what we're going to be studying. Units 2 through 6 are organized roughly the same way. The difference is, even though we're doing the same kinds of assignments, we're going to be applying them to different historical events, different readings, different videos. So if you click on the beginning, it's always an intro and objective section, much like the one I showed for Unit 1. This one gives you a couple of paragraphs about the historical events and issues that we'll be studying, and then it has this breakdown of what is due during the first day and what is due during the second day. There are these videos that, as you can tell, are very old, from way before when we were using Blackboard when I was in my office at Westside Campus. I'm going to be working to update and replace those over the next few days, so hopefully you will see updated ones. The information there, still relevant. It's just a little old, and I'll make references to Blackboard and things like that, I'm sure, which don't have any meaning for us anymore. The next thing in each unit learning module is the list of readings for that unit. These readings are also listed in the syllabus, but you can find them here as well, along with questions to consider as you read. So these questions, these are not things that you need to do for points for an assignment, but they're just there to help you kind of understand what things to be looking out for as you complete the reading. Of course, the optional readings are optional. They really are optional. So if you don't have time to get to those, that's okay. In a like fashion, the film clips or the videos that I provide in each unit are supplemental, meaning that if you don't get a chance to watch them, it's okay. The focus is the readings and the podcasts that are listed in the reading section. These, though, if you're able to watch some of them, there's far more video here than you'll have time to watch. Scrolling down, you can see all these various things. But they do provide different perspectives on the history that we're studying. They do provide other ways of understanding, so that, especially if there's something you found in the textbook that you didn't quite get or didn't make sense to you, the videos may help with that. So that's what they're there for. Unit 2 includes this section. It's an FYI about the Idle No More movement, an indigenous movement that is going on currently for indigenous people's rights in the Western Hemisphere especially. But it's relevant because in Unit 2, we're spending a lot of time studying the First Peoples in New Mexico. All right, the next section is reading tweets. This reminds you, it has the link here that will take you to the instructions for the reading tweets assignment, but mostly it reminds you to go to your Twitter account and complete your tweets. If you don't know what that means, click on the instructions, go to the module at the bottom of the modules list in the table of contents that contains the video tutorial, and give those a look. If you're still unsure, let me know and I will be happy to help. Once those are done, so reading tweets are the way that rather than giving you a quiz, you're able to just share your thoughts about the readings, what was most significant, and it will help you work through the readings so that you will have chosen a topic for the timeline. You'll complete the ID step and submit it here. And again, to understand how to do that, go to the timeline tutorial section that you're directed to go to there. Here's where you'll add the connection step. That one's due on the second day of the unit. And then the second day of each unit, you will also complete either a journal entry or a discussion. You don't have to do both. And that's hopefully made clear throughout the class. But you will choose to either do the journal, so you can click the assignment guidelines and see what that's all about and decide if that's what you want to do. If not, you can move forward here and complete the discussion instead. If you see the discussion and you're like, oh no, wait, I want to do the journal, just click the back button and you can go back to the journal entry. And that's the same for every unit. There are different discussion prompts for each unit that relate directly to the history that we're studying during those 2 days. But the journal entry follows kind of the same general guidelines, but you will apply the readings and videos for that unit to your journal entry for a given learning module. The last slide or page for each learning module is this one, self-assessment, looking ahead. Basically, this just lists again everything you should have completed in this unit so that you can make sure you actually did all of the work. It also contains a link to the final project requirements and then due dates for the final project assignment. So that is kind of in addition to these regular unit assignments. In Unit 3, you'll do your topic. Unit 5, you'll do your long list or your bibliography. And then finally, the last day of class, you will submit your final project. All right, I'm going to click table of contents to go back to the big list again. I think I've showed you pretty much the nuts and bolts here. I'm going to fix those due dates that were incorrect. They must have been from last time I taught the intercession. I thought I updated all those. But again, remember, scroll down to find the Twitter and timeline tutorials. When you click on these, it'll give you the reading tweets, the timeline. The reading tweets will pop up, but if you want the timeline instead, just click there. Similar thing for the final project and extra credit. Scrolling back up. Let me know what questions you have whenever you have them, and I hope that you enjoy our course.